Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are fine. So dear students, let us continue with chapter 7, Glimpses of India. As we know that this chapter has 3 parts. We have finished part 1, A Baker from Goa. Now we are reading part 2, Coorg, written by Lokesh Abral. So as of now, dear students, we have seen in this part, it is about Coorg. The author tells us about Coorg. Coorg is situated between Mangalore and Mysore. It is a small district of Karnataka. Coorg is famous for its coffee plantation, its rainforests and its spices. Coorg is inhabited by martial men, beautiful women and wild creatures. The visitors can enjoy in Coorg by canoeing, rappelling and mountain biking. Narrator also tells us a story which supports that the people of Coorgi, they are of Arab origin. What is the story behind it? The dress which they wear, it's a long coat with the embroidered waist belt. So it is same as the kupia which is worn by the people of Arab. So this supports that they are of Arab origin. Narrator also tells us another story which supports that they are of Greek origin. Some part of Alexander's army visited Coorg, and when their return became impossible, they settled there and they got married among the locals and adopted their culture. So this story supports that they are of Greek origin. Further, narrator tells us that how a lazy man becomes an active one after reaching Coorg. So dear students, if you get a chance to visit Coorg, so you must go Coorg and enjoy there. Okay, so let us go through the remaining paragraph and finish this story. Open your book at page number 90. Page number 90 and 91 we have done. Open page number 92 and look at last paragraph, second last paragraph. Birds, bees and butterflies are there to give you company. So you can find there birds, bees and butterflies. They are there to give you a great company, because in the beginning the author tells us you can find their wild creatures. The Coorg is inhabited by martial men, beautiful women and wild creatures. Macacos, Malabar squirrels, langurs and slender loris keep a watchful eye from the tree canopy. So you can find there macacos, Malabar squirrels, langurs and slender loris. They can keep an eye on you from a tree canopy. Canopy means a cover that hangs, spreads above the tree. So I made you write in my last video. The I do, however, prefer to step aside for wild elephants. Narrator tells us that he would prefer to step aside for wild animals as they are dangerous. Last paragraph. The climb to the Brahmagiri hills brings you into a panoramic view of the entire misty landscape of Coorg. So dear students, further he tells us that if one climbs to the Brahmagiri hills, then he can see a panoramic view. Panoramic view means, you know, a view of wide area of land. Okay, it is given in your book. So he can he can see a wide area of the entire misty landscape, means the landscape, the scenery which is full of mist. Landscape means scenery. Okay, so he can see the area which is full of mist. A walk across the Rogue Bridge leads to the 64-acre island of Nisarg Dham. A walk across the Rogue Bridge. So you can find there Rogue Bridge, and after walking across the Rogue Bridge, you can reach 64-acre island of Nisarg Dham. Running into Buddhist monks from India's largest Tibetan settlement at nearby Bilekuppe is a bonus. So you can see the running of Buddhist monks from India's largest Tibetan settlement. So this scene would be a bonus for you. So you can see these monks running there, and it would be a bonus for you. The monks in red ochre and yellow robes are amongst the many surprises that wait to be discovered by visitors searching for the heart and soul of India, right here in Coorg. So narrator tells us that the monks in red ochre means, you know, student, a pale brownish yellow color, which is called in Hindi geru. A pale brownish yellow color. Okay, a pale brownish yellow color, that is ochre. So you can see the monks wearing a pale brownish yellow color. You can see them wearing, and yellow robes are amongst the many surprises that wait to be discovered. And these are among many surprises which you witness in the Coorg by the visitors searching for the heart and soul of India. If you are searching for the heart and soul of India, then you must visit Coorg once, because it is in Coorg. Okay, so it is right here in Coorg, said by the narrator. So dear students, so in this part of this chapter, Coorg, the narrator has beautifully described Coorg. So Coorg is a very interesting place, is a very nice place to visit. So if you get a chance, you should visit. So how we can reach Coorg? Here in the box below it has been given. how to reach. Medicary, the district headquarters, is the only gateway to Coorg. The misty hills, lush forests and coffee plantation will cast a spell on you. Find a resort, coffee estate, or stay in a home for a truly Coorgi experience. By air, so you can reach there by air. The nearest airports are Mangalore, 135 km away from Coorg, and Bangalore, 260 km away. There are flights to Mangalore from Mumbai and Bangalore from Ahmedabad, Chennai, Delhi, Goa, Hyderabad, Kochi, Kolkata, Mumbai and Pune. If you want to go there by rail, the nearest rail heads are at Mysore, Mangalore and Hassan. If you want to go there by road, then there are two routes to Coorg from Bangalore. Both are almost the same distance, around 250-260 kilometers. The route via Mysore is the most frequent one. The other route is via Neelamangal, Kunigal and Charanpattan. Okay, so these are some ways by which you can reach Coorg by air, by road and by rail. Okay, so if you want to visit, the narrator has given here how we can reach Coorg. Okay, so let us go through the exercises. Thinking about the text. Where is Coorg? So we have just discussed. You all know the answer. Yes. What is the story about the Kodavu people's descent? So we have just discussed two stories. Yes, you have to write the same. What are some of the things you can know about the people of Coorg? We have just discussed the people of Coorg. The main crop of Coorg, yes, it is coffee, we know it. The sports it offers to tourists, we have just discussed. So, rappelling, canoeing, mountain biking, okay. The animals you are likely to see in Coorg. Yes, many animals we have just discussed. Macacos, Malabar squirrels, you know. Its distance from Bangalore and how to get there. So in the box we have just discussed. It is, you know, 250 kilometers away from Bangalore, and how to get there by road, by rail, we have just discussed. Okay. So here are 6 sentences with the some words in italics. Find phrases from the text that have the same meanings. So look at the paragraphs indicated. Okay. So during monsoons, it rains so heavily that tourists do not visit Coorg. So you know, in para 2 you have to find out the meaning of the similar phrase of the italics words that that tourists do not visit Coorg. So which one? During monsoon, it pours enough to keep many visitors away. Okay, so this way you will have to find out the same meaning, same phrases which are same given in this line. They are same as used in the paragraph. So you will have to find out them. Second one, some people say that Alexander's army moved south along the coast and settled there. So some people say that. You will have to find out the same phrase, okay, from the paragraph 3. The Coorg are always ready to tell stories of their sons and fathers' valor. Para 4, you will have to find out the meaning of the same phrases for are always ready to tell stories of their sons and fathers from paragraph 4. From paragraph 4. Even people who normally lead an easy and slow life get smitten by the high energy adventure sports of Coorg from para 6. The theory of the Arab origin is supported by the long coat with embroidered waist belt they wear from para 3. Macaques, Malabar squirrels observe you carefully from the tree canopy from para 7. So I hope you will easily find out all the phrases which are similar to these italics, to these italic phrases. Okay, so find them out and write them down in your notebook. This is all about part 2. So now let's start part 3, tea from Assam. Okay, so we are going to start part 3, tea from Assam. Part 3, tea from Assam by Arup Kumar Datta. Okay, so now we are going to start part 3, tea from Assam by Arup Kumar Datta. So before I'll start reading and explaining, so let me write some hard words and their meanings. Okay, and you also note them down. Page number 94. First word is sturdy. Sturdy. Sturdy means strong. Sturdy means strong. Next word is from page number 95. Billowing. Billowing means move in the wind. Billowing means move in the wind. Next word is from page number 95. Scoffed. Scoffed means asked jokingly. Asked jokingly. Next word is banished. Banished. Banished means to get rid. To get rid of something. To get rid of something. Okay, students, please note them down. Please note them down. Now let us begin reading and explanation. Pranjal, a youngster from Assam, is Rajveer's classmate at school in Delhi. So in this part which we are going to read out, Pranjal is a youngster from Assam. He is from Assam and he lives in Delhi, and he is the schoolmate of Rajveer. Okay, students, so in the beginning we have gone through two characters. First, Pranjal. He is a youngster from Assam and he lives in Delhi and studies in a school of Delhi. Okay, so he is Rajveer's classmate at school in Delhi. Pranjal's father is the manager of a tea garden in Upper Assam, and Pranjal's father is a manager in is a manager of tea estates of in Upper Assam. Okay, so Pranjol's father is a manager in Upper Assam. He is a manager of tea garden, as Assam is famous for tea. And the story, the part which we are going to discuss, in this part we will come to know a lot about tea which we don't know now. Okay, Pranjol has invited Rajveer to visit his home during the summer vacation. So Pranjol has invited Rajveer to visit his home which is in Assam. Okay, so that is why Rajveer was going with Pranjol to his hometown Assam. Chai garam, garam chai, a vendor called out in a high-pitched sound, when high-pitched voice, when they were traveling through train, when Pranjol and Rajveer, they were going to Pranjol's hometown. Then as they were traveling by train, and the train stops at a station, then a tea vendor comes to their window and he shouts out, "Chai garam, garam chai." A vendor called out in a high-pitched voice. He came up to their window and asked, "Chai sahab?" So that vendor came up to their window and he asked, "Chai sahab?" "Give us 2 cups, Pranjol said. So Pranjol ordered for 2 cups of tea. They sipped the steaming hot liquid. So both sipped the steaming hot liquid. So here, dear students, steaming hot liquid stands for tea. Okay. So they sipped the steaming hot liquid. Almost everyone in their compartment was drinking tea too. So almost everyone in that compartment was drinking tea. Do you know that over 80 crore cups of tea are drunk every day throughout the world? So who said? Rajveer said. Rajveer said to Pranjol, "Do you know whether he knew that over 80 crore cups of tea are drunk daily in the world, every day throughout the world? So 80 crore cups of tea are drink every day throughout the world," Rajveer told Pranjol. "Wow!" exclaimed Pranjol. At this, Pranjol exclaimed, "Tea really is very popular." And he said, "Tea really is very popular." The train pulled out of the station. Now the train left the station. Pranjol buried his nose in his detective book again, and Pranjol again started reading his detective stories. Again he started reading his detective book. Rajveer too was an ardent fan of detective stories. Rajveer also a big fan of detective stories, but at the moment he was keener on looking at the beautiful scenery. But on that moment he was keen to look out of the window. He wanted to enjoy the scene outside because he had come across such scene first time. He was visiting to Assam So now he was going to Assam from Delhi. So such scenes were very strange for him, because he had witnessed such scene first time. It was green, green everywhere, and he found greenery everywhere. When he was looking out of window, he found greenery everywhere. Rajveer had never seen so much greenery before. Rajveer had never seen, before that day, Rajveer had never seen such greenery before. Then the soft green paddy fields gave way to tea bushes. Then the soft green paddy fields gave way to tea bushes. Then after paddy field, Rajiv came across the tea bushes. So when paddy fields passed, then he saw tea bushes. It was a magnificent view for him. It was very attractive. For him it was very attractive. Against the backdrop of densely wooded hills, a sea of tea bushes stretched as far as the eye could see. So as far as his eye could see, he could see only the bushes of tea. Dwarfing the tiny tea plants were tall, sturdy shade trees, and amidst the orderly rows of bushes busily moved doll-like figures, and all under the tall and strong trees, these tea bushes were looking like dolls. They were looking like dolls. In the distance was an ugly building with smoke billowing out of tall chimneys. And in the distance was an ugly building. At some distance he saw an ugly building with a smoke moving in the window. Smoke was coming out from that chimney. "Hey, a tea garden!" Rajveer cried excitedly. So when Rajveer came across the tea garden out of excitement, because he saw the tea garden first time, so that is why, out of curiosity, out of excitement, he shouted, "Hey, tea garden!" Pranjal, who had been born and brought up on a plantation, didn't share Rajveer's excitement. But Pranjal, who had been born and brought up on a plantation, on tea plantation, he didn't share Rajveer's excitement, because all these things were new for Rajveer, but they were not new for Pranjal, because Pranjal was born and brought in Assam. You will see enough gardens to last your lifetime. Oh, sorry, I missed some lines. "Oh, this is tea country now," he said. Rajveer said, "This is tea country now. Assam has the largest concentration of plantations in the world." Further he said, "Assam has the largest concentration of plantations in the world." It means that tea is grown at a large amount in Assam. Assam has the largest concentration of plantation in the world. You will see enough gardens to last you a lifetime. So you will, he said, Pranjal said to Rajveer that you will see enough gardens of tea to last you a lifetime, which you would never forget. I have been reading as much as I could about tea, Rajveer said. Rajveer said to Pranjal that he had been reading as much as he could about tea. No one really knows who discovered tea. So Rajveer said, really, no one knows who discovered tea. But there are many legends. But there are many stories behind. There are many ancient stories behind who discovered tea. So dear students, it's all about today's video. In my next video, I'll finish the explanation of this part, and I will also discuss question answers and other exercises. So thank you dear students for watching the video. See you in the next video.